you are saying right now that the double is complete.
Mm-hmm.
It's not complete, but I'm confident that double we can do a double.
So, all right, fair enough. All right, cool. All right.
I'm
So
confident that we can do a
it's
double.
not complete because you still have to play the Champions League final. Cool. But
Against PSG,
no. So,
reigning champions.
but basically, you're saying with the league now done, the focus now will be finding the balance to prepare for the Champions League final. That's what you're saying.
Well, we still got West Ham to play tomorrow. Also on Sunday, so the job's not done.
But
But you just
said Arteta needs to be doing combinations to find the correct team to play in the final. Yeah, exactly.
Final, yeah.
So the league is done.
Obviously, last couple of games we've seen how MLS, Major Lewis-Skelly has transformed the way that we play.
Major League.
Well, you know, clutch. You see the clutch gene man's coming in with the helping us to a potential title and putting in a performance to get us into the final. Major League-Skelly, 49.
That is criminal. So our top 6 record is absolutely fantastic. But in terms of Carrick, if you would have said that he would have went on this run of being all these teams, all these contenders, Arsenal who are champions elect, Man City who spent 100 mil in January, a Chelsea side that's spent 1.2 billion on players, a Liverpool side that spent 400 million in the summer transfer window, we would have called you absolutely crazy. And the fact that this man has gone on this run, even though I still have my reservations about him, you have to say this one thing, bruv, that we are back. We are back.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knights of the Roundtable discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guys, Mr. KA and ST in the building. How are we doing, people?
I'm happy the work week is over, but in terms of the football teams, like, look at KA, he's very happy. TJ is very happy. ST is very happy. We got a happy podcast today, you know. We're all smiling. KA is dancing. Azonto, he's happy. You know what I mean? Hey.
Okay, what are you telling me?
I'm good, man. Because I don't know what the excitement's all about, man.
Listen. The excitement is obviously everyone's had a good week. It's been a good week for everybody on the poddy. People, as you can tell, everyone's happy. Everyone is joyous. This is obviously, especially Mr. KA. We're happy for different reasons.
I was gonna say, because I don't know if you are as happy as I am for my reason.
We're
content
for different reasons. We're content with our situation, but obviously, you have every reason to be overjoyed about what is currently what took place over the past couple of weeks.
Wait. So we're allowed to be happy. We're allowed to shake a leg and be.
If you
I'm the biggest Arsenal. I'm the biggest Arsenal.
I'm just saying because there's a lot of rhetoric about.
I haven't said anything.
No one's allowed to celebrate.
Well,
you're allowed to celebrate.
It depends on what you're celebrating.
Yeah,
exactly. I said, there are some people out there that will say, what are you celebrating about? And then there's others that will say, well, we should be celebrating, but we'll get into those reasons as to why and why not. But listen, people, Footie Chat is back, and we're going to be getting into. There's a lot to get through. We got so much to get through: European football, domestic football, and all that good stuff. So we're not going to waste any more time. But as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. As I say all the time, share. We are here, and don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. There's only one place to start, in all honesty, and that is with obviously Mr. K and Arsenal. It's been a very good 2 weeks for we'll call it no wait yeah 2 weeks 2 weeks yeah it's been a very good 2 weeks for Mr. K. Obviously, since the last time that we were on, we were discussing, I think at that point, it was just before the first leg semi-final in the Champions League. Obviously, in the first leg, Arsenal drawing 1-1 away at Athletico, and then getting a 1-0 victory at home to Newcastle. Then go, no, I know I've got that so wrong. It was Newcastle first. It was Newcastle first, the 1-0 win at home, then going away to Atletico, getting the 1-1 draw to take back to the Emirates, then absolutely destroying Fulham, which they normally do at the Emirates 3-0, and then obviously came to a head when just this past Wednesday in the Champions League, Arsenal getting a 1-0 victory, winning 2-1 in aggregate and getting to their first Champions League final in 20 years. I think it's 20 years or 21, something like that.
20 years.
20 years, yeah, exactly.
Exactly 20 years.
So, Mr. K, no, and to put all of that on top of that, City dropping points against Everton.
Yeah, I was going to say
City
that.
dropping points against Everton
Which, to be
as
fair, TJ
well.
predicted.
Listen, look, people, look, I, ST, you brought it up, so I might as well say we were here. It's all in the tapes. Just roll the tapes. And I said it. I said if Arsenal could get through, if they beat Newcastle and beat Everton, I said, and I also said if they can come away not losing against Atletico, they'll go through in the Champions League final, and City will drop points against Everton, and that's what happened. City end up drawing 3-3 with Everton dropping points. Arsenal now 5 points clear in the Premier League. I also said,
Tilo Barry.
I also said from when the group phase of the Champions League finished that Arsenal would be in the Champions League final. So, enough said, because I was vilified when I said all these things, not by Mr. K and not on the poddy, but by certain individuals in the group chat that won't make an appearance. I was vilified for saying these things. I don't know ball, I'm doing George, all this, that, and the other. It all went silent when it actually came to a pass. But anyway, I digress. Mr. K, delighted. You're obviously delighted. First things first, before we get into the league, let's talk about the Champions League, because obviously we said it various times. It's the stick that you guys always get beaten with. You've never won it, and obviously first one in 20 years since the final against Barcelona that you lost 2-1 with the sending off of Sol Campbell. Was it no? Sol Campbell scored the goal. Who got sent off? Lehman got sent off. Lehman got sent off. Sol Campbell scored the header. Henry should have scored, made it 2-0. And then ST, it was Eto and Belletti.
Yeah,
Eto and Belletti. That
I won't forget that night, boy.
But yeah. Anyway, Mr. KA, first things first. Your thoughts. How are you feeling? What is the overriding emotion right now, considering that you're into the Champions League final?
Yeah, oh no, obviously the overriding feeling was just a lot of joy, was just happy, and just very elated just because of the manner in it happened. It wasn't like um a performance from early on in the season where you're playing in gear, as they will say, gear one with the handbrake on, and that you're just defense winning the games. These are games where in this last couple of weeks, um, we're playing on our front foot, and so like the manner of the wins and the manner of the advancing into the final had myself and many Arsenal fans overjoyed. Um, and yeah, I'm still riding on cloud nine, but I think when I woke up in the morning the next day, I sorry, um, yeah, I went into kind of like cerebral Kobe Bryant mode where I was like, job's not done. So there's still a way to go, and the focus is now West Ham, whereas like because we've still got a Premier League to win, which is not wrapped up. So um, I think Arteta
Officially,
came out and said it. Where sorry,
officially it's not wrapped up, but
yeah, it's not
unofficially it's
official.
wrapped
So
up.
so yeah, we've still got a game to win this weekend, and if we do win, Unfortunately, it will help Tottenham, but it's one hand firmly on the trophy, and then hopefully we can finish the job in the remaining games. So no, I'm still over the moon, happy that we're in the final. Um, we will be underdogs, but I think we've got a chance, and yeah, I'm over the moon.
It's a fair assessment. Obviously, it's a logical assessment, which obviously people will understand. I said I think the league's done. I don't see where you drop points, purely because obviously your last home game against Burnley and they're already relegated. Obviously, the Palace is your last game away, and they've got their congratulations, Crystal Palace. They've got their own final 3 days later, so that will
But then
definitely.
also Aston Villa are also in the final as well, and that's City's last game.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, but
So that kind of
Aston.
evens it out.
But I think ST, correct me if I'm wrong. Aston Villa play that Wednesday before the last game, do
Yeah,
they not?
whereas I
Yeah,
think
we did.
Yeah,
Palace's one
Palace
is
play
after
after.
the after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
but
think
still,
I think Aston Villa, depending on the outcome, because we never know. If Aston, say for example, obviously what Aston Villa did last weekend, which was criminal, and rotated and then got beat up by Tottenham, which pissed everybody off. But just say say AKA they just go on this run and all of a
Mhm.
sudden like the Bournemouth and the Brentford shrink the gap, and then for whatever reason they don't win the Europa League final, that game against Manchester City then becomes vitally important. So I think that you guys are in a better position in terms of because Crystal Palace have to play that game after. So they're thinking about that cup final after, whereas Villa, they'll know the outcome. So don't get me wrong, if they win it and if they win it, then they've won a trophy and they qualify for the Champions League. That then you're in the same boat. But if they don't and they've still got to qualify for fifth place because they've let things slip in the league, we'll see a strong team and Man City will have to try and get through it. But it's KA. Obviously, now you're saying the focus is West Ham. What's your expectations? Because this is a West Ham who had the result was bad, but if you actually watch the game, they were actually all right. Um, but what are you expecting from this game now against West Ham? How do you see it going? Because you're on cloud nine right now, but there's still a job to finish. So, what are your expectations for this game against West Ham?
my expectation, I think that the team will be ready. I think they know that they seem to like now understand what I was been talking about in the previous poddies. Like, this is your moment. Like, go out and perform and grab it and take it to the teams and play on the front foot and make history. So I think the boys understand that they could have their names in the history book. They can have their statues. They can have their pictures on the walls around the stadium. So I think Arteta will have them ready. I think because he could go down in the history books after all that's been said about him. So I
Mm-hmm.
think he will have them ready. We saw how you don't really see him out of character like that, where man's doing granddad dances on the pitch, like so. You see how much it means to him. Like, so I think he'll have them ready. I think he'll have them focused, and it seems like all of a sudden, in just space of a couple of games, like people have just, the team, like players who were having a bad second half of the season, are all of a sudden come back out of nowhere. Like Ben White, Trossard was missing since January after the good start of the season he had, and then obviously Ben White. I've said it in other groups, and I don't know if I said it in our one, but he seems like a player that was just low on confidence with all the
Mm.
injuries and then losing his spot in the team, like he just didn't know how to play the game anymore, play that position. But all of a sudden, he's sort of found this new lease of energy and life, and he's had a couple of decent games considering his level. Not Ben White of a couple of years ago, but it's a top performance. Um, so I think the boys will be ready. I think we'll get the job done. I think it'll take a moment to settle into the game, but I think once we get that first goal, I think it'll be wrapped.
That was a fair assessment. I think West Ham's one of these teams for you guys. I think
They've
in the
been a
last.
bogey team in the past where we've
Yeah,
like tipped up.
yeah, they just turn up against you lot. I
Yeah,
think
and
the
it won't be easy because they're fighting for
Yeah,
relegation.
they're fighting relegation. I think you lot have last 10 league games. I think you lot have won 6, drawn 2, and lost 2. Vitally though, those 2 losses have been at the Emirates, but you lot
Yeah,
are
it's an
playing
away
away.
game. Yeah,
It's an
but I think
away
we
game,
should. We still do.
and the last time they beat you lot in and at home, the last time West Ham have beaten you lot at home in the league was 2019. So it's been a while. Um, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. But when we get back to the Champions League, ST, obviously the
Mhm.
other team that got through in a sensational two-legged tie. I mean, when you look at Arsenal and Atletico, it it was
Haram
interesting. It was
football.
interesting for different reasons. Because that was more of a tactical battle, more of a defensive display for the 2 teams. And I think the what I can say about that game is Arsenal Atletico were playing not to lose. PSG and Bayern were playing to win. And that's the most honest assessment I can give about it. But
So would you say that about the second leg?
the second leg, they were still
Yeah.
playing. Both teams were still playing to win. Obviously, I would say that PSG were a little bit more reserved, but they had still had chances
They had lots of chances.
they had a few chances to score, and obviously Bayern were going for it because they were down. Um, but SD, from a PSG perspective, obviously second final in 2 years. Obviously won it last year against Inter. Was it 4 or 5? 4 or 5 nil.
Five,
5 nil. Obviously played Arsenal in the
The
semi
semis.
final.
We also played
Won.
them in the group stages as
group
well, the league
stages.
Yeah.
stages.
Yeah, Arsenal won 2-0 in the group stage, and then
Yeah.
PSG won the first leg 1-0 at the Emirates, and then 2-1 at home in Paris. Um, Interesting because again, the rhetoric was behind PSG that they weren't going to do anything. They didn't look good. It was the same thing as last season. And then all of a sudden, it's like PSG get to February and they just go into playoff mode. And it's like, all
Yeah.
right, cool, let's get started.
Yeah.
And
They're
you,
a bit like a flex in a
yeah,
flex where you have to like peak at the right time, like Olympic
I'm
Yeah,
season
telling
or
that's
you,
what
championships.
I'm
They
telling
know
you,
how
you
and
to
said.
peak.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, and because you look at their obviously, I think this last season, I think they had to go through the 2-legged qualifier to get into the last 16. This year, obviously, they made it automatically. But I think, and this is where I will hold my hands up. I think I was the one that said it on this podcast that Chelsea could beat them. Oh, how I was wrong. And they went through Chelsea, they went through Liverpool, and obviously Bayern Munich to get to this final. From your perspective, when you look at this PSG side and Luis Enrique, do you make them favourites for this Champions League final based on what you've seen from both teams?
of course I do. Um, the reason why I make them favorites is because first of all, they've won it before, so this is nothing new to them. I don't think they'll feel the pressure of being the favorites because last year they were the favorites to be Inter. Let's be honest, and they did the job. Also, PSG, as you both said, every time after February, they seem to go into this playoff mode in their league, in their cups, and in the Champions League is when their players seem to turn up. It seems like their players are really big game players, and I think that they'll continue to do this. And also the brand of football that they play as well. I think that, as you said, PSG they will look to win the match. With Arsenal, I fear, and I'm being honest, and no trolling aside, I don't think Arsenal look to win. I think Arsenal are not trying to lose, if you understand what I mean. And that can backfire because if I'm being honest, even though I thought Arsenal, for example, played well against Man City in a while back, was it the
Yeah,
Premier League game?
I think the Premier League game at the Etihad. To be fair,
Yeah,
they did play well.
I thought Arsenal
I
played
think
very
that
well.
game, even though they lost it, was a turning point for them
Yeah,
because
that's the
they
way.
were looking dire before that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So before in the final, they were looking terrible against Man City. Um, I just feel that I think that PSG and Luis Enrique, he has a style. I think the players have also bought into what he does. You know, hard work, flair, fluid movement, no full nine. But I think now also their front team they're still scoring goals now. Now they're
Mhm.
starting to take majority of their chances, and I
That's the
feel like
difference. Yeah.
that's the difference now. Because I feel in the first half they were getting chances, and we were all saying this in our groups and around with everybody that PSG are a very good side, but they're not finishing our chances. And that's at the time. That's the reason why you said that Chelsea would beat PSG. For the
Mm.
simple fact is that their midfield was looking weary and stuff like that. But the introduction of Zaire Emery as well, who's also give them a bit of also I think that was a very good idea because as good as Fabian Ruiz is, legs wise, he's not the best.
He was
Now,
injured as
technically,
well.
he's fantastic. Technically, he's fantastic, but leg wise, he's not the best. Zaire Emery has that, for example, technique now. I think this technique has developed, and I think he has the legs to compensate for Vitinha and João Neves.
Mm.
And I think it's now they've all like I think all the players know what to do.
Yeah.
And with the man in my pick, like him, Desiree Due, Dembele,
Dembele. Yeah.
even Barcola can cause a lot of
Oh, mate, bruv, that guy is really, bruv. He's a horse, bruv.
he
He's
annoys
a
me
horse,
because
bruv. He's got
because he,
all
he's
this
got
pace,
he's got all
bruv,
this
but
tech. He got tech
no end
in
product.
products. That's what pisses me off about him. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, like I was saying, PSG they're going to look to win it with their strike force. They want to, and also it's the Paris. It's the French way. The French like to attack. That's the way they've always played. They see an opportunity to win, they're gonna go for it. And I don't think Arsenal have that in their DNA. So I think that PSG are the favourites. I think they're also got the arrogance. They enjoy the big stage. I'm not sure until I see proof that Arsenal love like the big stage because even for example the Carabao Cup, really and truly Arsenal that was there for the taking.
They
And
didn't
I'm
turn
being
up.
very honest.
They didn't turn
And
up.
they didn't turn up. I
And
do think they'll do. I do think they'll turn up, but I just think that PSG. I think PSG are so much better, man. I just think
and
that PSG are better personally.
which is a fair assessment. And it's true they haven't. The when you look at obviously the thing is the problem with Arsenal is we haven't got a big enough sample size in terms of
Yeah.
cup finals because obviously when they won the FA Cup, Mike L had only just come in, so his first actual proper final was the Carling Cup final, um, and it wasn't a good assessment of this Arsenal side. And don't get me wrong, they bounced back from that. But I think these next games will tell because every game now
Mhm.
is going to be a cup final now. Every game is a cup final now from well, actually was from the Newcastle game all the way up until the PSG game at the end. But Mr. K, just want to get your thoughts on ST saying PSG are the favourites. How do you see Arsenal? I know, don't get me wrong, we're going to do a proper preview, but just from your perspective, how do you see that final now? What little bit can you give us as to how you see Arsenal winning this game?
No, I agree that PSG will be favourites. Like I'll be deluded to say that we won't be the underdogs. Second best, but doesn't mean I don't think we can win it. And that's not me being a gassed up, deluded fan. I think we will have the weapons if Arteta's brave enough for this. Because obviously last couple of games we've seen how MLS Major League-Skelly has transformed the way that we play. Um,
Major League, Major League.
well,
Sorry, go.
clutch. You see the clutch gene man's coming in with the
This
clutch
is
coming
true.
helping us to a potential title and putting in a
That is
performance to get us
criminal. That is
into a
criminal.
final. Major League Skate
Major
49,
League
That
Skelly.
49,
is
Lewis-Skelly.
criminal, bro.
Massive.
So yeah, no, I think we've got the players um to keep PSG on their toes. And I think that's how we have to play them. We have to keep them honest. We have to keep them don't let them get comfortable where like they did against Bayern in that second leg. Even though Bayern were troubling, I just felt like PSG were comfortable most
Yeah,
of the game, most of that
yeah.
Mhm.
game. So I think we have to keep them honest, keep them on their toes, And I think, but then that requires everyone. We just have to be at 100%. Everyone has to be. And I think if we have the right personnel on the pitch, I think if we can somehow get Eze onto that pitch, whether that's with Odegaard or not, I think we need players like Eze on the pitch. We need Saka on the pitch if you have to wrap him up um after like 2 games before the final. Like we have to wrap him up because we're gonna need him in that final. We have to because without without players in those positions to keep them honest, they'll be comfortable. They'll be able to focus on their attack. And we've talked about it. They've got just killers. They've got such dangerous players that can um just pull something out of nothing. Especially the man behind you, ST. He can out of all of them, he's the most sort of like biggest player I fear because he can pick the ball up from 60 yards out, sort of 50 yards out, play a couple 1-2s, and man just sprinting with his
Yeah,
running style,
his
He's
just in and
acceleration
ridiculous.
is
out.
mad, bruv.
And then
So
next thing you know, he
yeah,
just like put it top bins or bottom corner.
Mm.
Whereas like
he's
obviously
ridiculous.
Due, Barcola, Dembele, they're killers, they're finishers, but most of their damage comes within the box or on the around edge of the box. Whereas Lewis-Skelly, he could just out of nowhere, bam,
Left foot,
and
right
then
foot,
that's it. It's like it's a
speed.
goal. And
Mm.
so I think our defense will have to be focused 100%, like for 90 minutes of
Yeah,
that game.
well, 100%. And obviously,
We have to be.
luckily for you lot, Timber will be back by then.
Oh,
Because
God's grace, he'll be back, man. Because
I said, anyhow, the Seaside Sender Ross was going up against Kabuto, bruv. Like, it would have been light work. Light
but
work.
and this thing is, and Arteta would need to be brave. I think this lineup that he's somehow stumbled across, like which took him so long to find it. I think if we can have, I think we might have to go with that lineup, just play it to the end of the season so that everyone gets in a rhythm because
Mhm.
maybe you could maybe sub out Trossard, Eze on the left and Odegaard in the middle. But
Mm.
I think you have to play, Calafiori has to play because he brings that unpredictability. Again, it will keep their defense honest.
Calamari will not play in that final.
I don't think so.
Calamari will not play in that.
It's thing is,
Handicap will definitely play left back in that final.
Because of the
thing is,
defensive stuff, yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if he played. I wouldn't be mad. Not like with if White played over Timber. That's when I'd be like, the drop off. But
No chance.
no, I'm just
Timber and Handicap will be your fullbacks in that game.
Why did you butcher people's names?
Timber and Handicap. I'm telling you,
We've been seeing Cafe
if
people.
he plays Calamari against
Calafiori.
Due, yeah. Oh, because
no. Do
the
you know
thing is,
what?
no. Do you know what? No, do you know what? No. I have to get this off my chest. I'm sorry because it's the thing that I don't understand about, and this is why the Premier League is getting shown up. Because I'm sorry, why is it? And this is me talking as a fullback, brother. Why are my wingers not running against Ben White and Calamari? Ben White don't like people run at him. Calamari is slow as shit, and nobody runs up against him. Don't get me wrong. I know your team, the
No, but
foundation of your team is solid, but
that's what I'm saying. It's a system. That's what
but
keeps
nah, but
it
no, but
protects
Nah, they don't
it
attempt it.
protects it protects them.
since the Seaside Senderos has come back, people are run at him. He looks average. Calamari, Due will run at him. It will be a problem, which is why I see Handicap starting because Handicap won't mind someone run at him. Timber, we've never seen Timber have a bad game yet.
No,
Never.
I
See,
agree. I agree, and I'll
so
be happy with that. I'll be happy with, and it's just that I don't know if Calafiori is a game changer to come off the bench. That's why maybe I prefer him to start. That's what.
I hear you, but I don't think Mike L will be willing to take that risk of playing him at left back. I understand what you're saying. You're coming from the perspective of how do I try and win this game. Mike L's coming from the perspective of how do I not lose this game.
And
And I
you know
think,
what? Hankapi has been one of our better players.
yeah, he's
He's
been
been one of
good.
our better players.
He's
So
been good.
I'll take him. I'll take him in the final. I would not um lose any sleep of that over
He,
him.
he's been good, but we'll park that. We'll park that, people, because obviously we'll have the big
I'm
preview for
just
the
yeah. I
Champions
was
League
just thinking of
final.
like maybe the combinations and like the
Mm,
partnerships around the pitch.
no, I
Because
hear
if
you
he
one.
plays Trossard, then you have to make Calafiori because they play well
Yeah,
together.
yeah, they
They have
do.
a great relationship because Trossard knows how to find pockets and spaces so they don't get in each other's way. Whereas like if it was Martin Lenny, he can only go down. He has his one or two times where he comes inside, but he's mainly going outside. So anyway, but yeah, we'll come to that in the preview
Yeah,
when we
we'll,
get
we'll
there
definitely
because
come
we'll
back,
have a better
come to
idea of maybe possible formation because we'll be later on in the season.
yeah,
But I
100%.
think I think we can win it, man. Honest, I honestly think we can win it if we keep.
That's fair enough.
So basically, based on that, you're saying
Double.
now, obviously, with 4 games to go, so 3 in the league and 1 in the Champions League, so there's nowhere else really to go with this. You are saying right now that the double is complete.
Mm-hmm.
It's not complete, but I'm confident that double it. We can do a double.
Oh.
So, all right, fair enough. All right, cool. All right.
I'm
So
confident that we can do a
it's
double
not complete because you still have to play the Champions League final. Cool. But
against
you
PSG,
no. So
reigning champions.
but basically you're saying with the league now done, the focus
It's
now
not
will be
done.
finding the balance
The
to
job's
prepare
not
for the
done.
Champions League final. That's what you're saying.
Well, we still got West Ham to play tomorrow. Also on Sunday. So the job's not done.
But
The
but you
league's
just
not
said
over.
Arteta needs to be doing combinations to find the correct
Yeah,
team
the
to play
Champions
in the
League
final.
final. In the
Yeah,
Champions League
exactly.
final, yeah.
So the league is done.
No. This guy- The league's not done, man. I said if you could beat West Ham, we'll have one hand firmly on it with the games
League
we've
is
got
done.
to
League
play.
is done.
The
That's it.
league is done, man.
He's saying
The
it's
league
done.
is
He's
done.
saying it's done.
5
Remember, I said
points.
in the previous point, I said I'm more confident in City dropping points, and they did. So let's hope it continues.
The league is done. I think it's 5 points. So obviously I know they play before you guys against Brentford, cuts it down to 2. And
We've got
obviously
four goals
that's
a game.
even. That makes it even then. Even though obviously I know the next day you then play a game more, and then yeah, win that. This is the game, okay? West
Yeah,
Ham. When I
this is
when
the
I when
game.
I think when I think about it, because as I
I think
said, as we said in the beginning, Burnley at home, they're relegated. You know you're going to win that, and Palace will be playing their under 21s in that last game of the season. So win against West Ham, the league is done.
I think it will
Yeah.
quell any hopes of City if we win on
So if you win against West Ham, the league is
League is
done.
done.
I think it will squash any hopes of City. So I
That
think
means yes.
What are you, a politician? Like it's a
Yeah.
simple question.
It was
I
polling day
think
yesterday.
I think it will make the last couple of games a bit easier for us because I think
Honestly,
City will give
people.
up the fight.
Honestly, but listen, you have every right to be happy with what
The
has
job's not done.
transpired
Oh
right
boys,
now. Even if you believe the job's not done, you have
can
every
we talk
right to
about
be
Arteta?
happy. Happy. What about him?
Does he you know thinking he was out of a job? Does he keep his job?
If what?
If he wins, yeah. If you
And
win, if you
we said that if listen, I said that if Mike L does the
yeah, they have to keep him.
wins. No, I even said if he just wins the Premier League, he'll keep his job.
Do you
There's
think? Oh, say in a world that Arsenal fans do not hope for, where we don't win anything, but it got to a final,
no,
and
there's
you
no
don't think he'll keep his job?
way.
I think they'll keep. I
No,
think
no.
he'll.
So hold on, hold
Not
on.
my
So
personal opinion, but I think what the businessmen
yeah, so
will
yeah,
do.
so so it will still be the same context, and we had this conversation a few poddies ago. The board will want to keep him, but the Arsenal fan base will be so toxic he can't stay
Yeah.
if you lot win nothing. Especially in this position where if you beat West Ham, you win the league, and you have a chance of winning your first ever Champions League after 20 years, right? After 20 years of losing in the final the last time. If he throws the league away from this position, and then look, losing to PSG
A disgrace. No.
isn't a
No, it won't. Yeah,
disgrace.
it won't.
And so and obviously it's the manner in how in which you lose. But I
Yeah,
think losing the league from this position and the positions that you've been in previous, the fan
It's a
base will
madness.
riot if this man stays. Riot if this man stays. He can't stay if you lot win nothing. He can't. And as I said, he'll win the league, so he will stay. I don't think he'll win the Champions League, but he'll win the league and he will stay. And you lot need to build from there. But the problem for him is once he wins the league, there's no more of this. Well, we haven't done it before. The football and the style of football has to change
That's
next
strange.
season,
Yeah.
or else the fans will turn on you. Like you can't go into the next season, going into December, January, playing this football. They won't have it because the pressure's completely off. But yeah,
Well, a
no,
lot of fans weren't happy with the way we were playing. It was just that we were top of the league, so they were like,
I know. But the thing
they
is,
were
the
cool
whole
with it.
thing of accepting it is because you haven't won the league in so long. Once that league title's in the bag, you can't continue this. You need to
Mhm.
go back to the
I hear
Arsenal
that.
of 2 seasons ago where you were playing that good football, but obviously didn't go over the line. But listen, K is happy, people. He's got a big smile on
Yeah, I'm
his
happy,
face.
man. I'm happy, man. I'm
And he has
happy.
every right
I
to
think
be.
we're in a good place.
You heard it here first. He said West Ham, they got one hand on the trophy and they're going to beat
If we beat
PSG.
West Ham,
So they're doing the double. But
I'm
listen,
confident. Let's go, boys.
we got to move on. ST, listen. Obviously, we said KA was happy for his reasons. Obviously, he's happy for the reasons that we wish we were happy for. Um, but from our perspective, obviously, officially, we've qualified for the Champions League. We're back in the big time. First time we're going to be in a Champions League since we had that board fraud in charge.
So, Ralph, can
Um,
I just say something quickly? Do you know Man United could technically, mathematically, still possibly
this guy, we're
win the
not
league?
catching Man City, bro.
Can you imagine that?
This,
You
We're not. We're
actually,
not. We're not.
behave yourself.
you could actually mathematically still win the league.
No, 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 no,
Obviously, it'll
no.
take both teams to like
Yeah, it'd have
completely
to be.
Yeah.
self-destruct.
Yeah, exactly. But nah, it's not going to happen. But ST obviously uh, officially qualified. We're going to be back in the big time. First time we're going to compete in this format next season. Um, the Liverpool game.
You want me to start?
3-2 win,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Yeah, yeah. Your assessment of the Liverpool
Do you want
game.
me to start? Well, I'm gonna start with the positives. The first half was a positive. We were playing football. I was so happy. I didn't even say anything in the group. But I was like, we were playing football. Cunha scored early. Sesko got his goal. Um, whether or not you think it was a handball or not, yeah, I probably
It
think it was a
wasn't.
handball.
It's inconclusive.
It's harsh, but I don't care. It was. I was happy with the performance. Man United were playing free flowing football. This Liverpool team had no chance at the time. We were just comfortable. I know Liverpool had more possession, but they weren't doing anything with it. Man United looked threatening back to the old stages where we used to play that fast fluid football. You know what? It was. I was expecting it going to be a comfortable afternoon after that. Sesko goes off for the second half. I think he was injured,
He
um,
was limping.
limping. So fair enough. Carrick had to do it. Then all hell breaks loose. Ahmad plays the ball badly. I don't know what he was doing. He plays it into the path of Sabozlai, and then Sabozlai just runs past a non-existent midfield because Kobe and Casemiro were so high because they were trying to get another goal. Leave space in the defense. I mean, leave space in the midfield. They run past everyone. Nobody actually wants to tackle him towards going into the box, and then Sabozlai scores with his left foot. Then Manchester United get under pressure, and we're just making mistakes. Lamens, who has been fantastic for us this season, I have to give him a lot of credit.
Very good.
Overplays the ball. You never pass the ball into the middle. Passes it to who do you pass it to? Sabozlai,
Yeah,
and then
he's lays it off.
Sabozlai lays it off to Gakpo, and then I'm like, oh, and then that's where I'm losing my head because I'm like, you guys have literally thrown this way. I did think that Man United were just about to lose because I couldn't believe it. We were panicking, and even before we're gonna get onto the person in your in your screen, in your green screen, but we were struggling. We were hardly then struggling to make passes. Kobe and Casemiro were then trying to just go and attack and score more goals, but we were becoming exposed. Liverpool were then breaking, even with the lack of quality that they had on show. But then Kobe comes up clutch. What a finish, by the way. It was a really good finish, really good controlled finish. And then after that, we settled down. But if I'm being honest, the first half I was happy. All of the second half, I was fuming. And I even said this, and I don't get angry too much against Man United. Obviously, I get frustrated, not to the extent of you, TJ, but I was so annoyed. I was just so angry the second half because I'm like, it didn't need to be like this. We were so comfortable, but we almost threw it away. We end up winning the match. I was more relieved and happy to win the match, and we were back in the Champions League. But that second half performance, especially, was worrying. And one thing I'm going to say is this: I know Carrick couldn't account for the change for Sesko getting sent off, but in my head, if you see something change, I would have brought on Zertsky because after Zertsky came on, he held the ball up and the pressure from Liverpool kind of disintegrated. He started linking the play up again. This should have been done earlier, and this is my only criticism with Carrick, which I'm kind of worried about. I mean, he's done well. I'm going to give him credit. He's done a good job, but little things like that, we need help. And also, it also exposes the frailties in our midfield. But yeah, I'm done. I know you've got a lot more to say, but that's my analysis of the game.
ST, I agree with you with the first half, even though there was still a lot of things I weren't happy with because I felt like Liverpool had the ball a bit too much. But
Mm.
I understand. This was a Liverpool without Isak, without Ekatike, without Mo Salah. There was someone else missing as well. Can't put my without Connor Bradley, without Allison, without
Even the second goalkeeper
yeah,
as well.
him. All right, that's six. Obviously, apart from the last goalkeeper, that's five first team players because Conor Bradley was fit. He'd been their first choice right back. And you were right. We looked threatening. Anytime we attacked, we looked like we could score. And we should have killed that game in the first half. No
Agreed.
doubt about it. We should have killed that game in the first half. The second half was an absolute disgrace. And it comes from what you said. Xerxes should have come on because of the way in which Sesko was causing Van Dijk and Kanai problems to hold up the ball, link the play. Decides to bring on Ahmad. It's tried and tested, fair enough. I completely understand it. Ahmad gives the ball away, then we see the defenders not do anything. Then, as you said, all hell breaks loose. And the one thing that this game highlighted, which has been highlighted in various games, and the most important thing, and I completely understand that obviously a transfer window is needed to sort out, is the whole big hole in the midfield and why we. But ST. This is not a Carrick issue. This is not a Amarim issue. This is not a Ten Hag issue. We've had these issues in the midfield since Jose. Since Jose, we've had these issues in the midfield. And Liverpool could have scored because Van Dijk could have scored a header and he could have made it 3-2 and Liverpool could have gone on to win that game. And these are the concerns that I have for us going forward and the concerns that I have with Carrick because I need a manager that's going to be proactive and not reactive.
Mm.
And I'm not going to get into it too much because the second half was on the players. Ahmad giving the ball away, the defenders not tackling Sabolsky, and then Lummons, who's been fantastic. I don't want to say too much, but it was a mistake by him. So I can't blame. I put Carrick at fault, but there's things in previous games that I can see that I'm not really happy with. And then obviously Cobby comes up clutch and scores bottom corner. But look, ST, we have to say this. Champions League qualification from where we were when Carrick first came in, we would have called you absolute. We would have sent you to the loony bin if you would have said that we would have qualified for the Champions League from where we were. This man came in, he beat Man City at home. He beat Arsenal away when Arsenal hadn't lost at home. He beat Spurs at home. He beat Aston Villa at home. He beat Brentford at home. And he beat Chelsea away and he's beat Liverpool at home. Obviously not him, but done the double against Liverpool, done the double against Chelsea. Obviously, the first two games weren't under his tenure, right? So our top six record is absolutely fantastic. But in terms of Carrick, if you would have said that he would have went on this run of being all these teams, all these contenders, Arsenal who are champions elect, Man City, who spent 100 mil in January, a Chelsea side that's spent 1.2 billion on players, a Liverpool side that spent 400 million in the summer transfer window. We would have called you absolutely crazy. And the fact that this man has gone on this run, even though I still have my reservations about him, you have to say this one thing, bruv, that we are back. We are back. Back in the Champions League. And that is the most important thing for us this season, is that we are back in the Champions League, back in the big time. And we are going to now be able to address that midfield situation, try and get some players in. And again, next season, we will be there to try and qualify for top four again, because we're not going to be league contenders. We know that.
You heard it here, boys. They're back. They're going to be back. Ferguson is going to be back. You're going to be challenging for titles again. Could treble.
Okay, I'll do the prop. Listen, we're going to be back. We're going to win
United
all.
are back. They're going to be fighting. It's going to be like the olden days, man. Man United, Arsenal all over
We're
again.
gonna win
Man
it.
United beating Liverpool's record. They're back, guys. And you heard it here first from TJ.
I'm saying
And
it.
SC was
We're
just
gonna
there
win the
nodding all
quadruple.
along. He was agreeing. I saw it.
Quadruple.
I saw it.
Quadruple.
Man said quadruple, bro. That's Arsenal rhetoric right there. That's Arsenal rhetoric right there.
We're winning everything, you know. PSG who?
United are back. That's the title.
Not even.
United are back.
Not even. But what I will say is that ST, we have to be content. Yes, it's our shortest season in history. We got kicked out of the FA Cup first round. We got kicked out of the League Cup first round. No Europe. So the bare minimum should have been for us, considering that everybody else, all our rivals around us, have played so many games, including Chelsea. I know, obviously, Chelsea looking forward to a cup final. Obviously, played in the summer as well in the Club World Cup. So all these teams, Arsenal going to the League Cup final and got a Champions League final, the amount of games that they play, Liverpool going into the quarterfinals in the Champions League. So all of our rivals have played X amount of games. So the bare minimum we should have been looking at is qualifying for the Champions League, and we've done that. It's not something to have a parade about. It's not something to get giddy about, but it is an accomplishment purely because of where we were. Losing the Europa League final to Spurs, finishing 15th in the Premier League, to go from 15th to 3rd, even though 3rd isn't guaranteed as yet, but we have qualified for the Champions League. That's the main thing. We have to be content with that and say that it has been a start on the road to recovery. And that's all we can say on it when it comes to Manchester United.
I saw a wild stat. I don't know if it's true that Arsenal apparently, if they win against West Ham, we've won more games than United have played in the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be
surprised if that's true. I wouldn't be surprised. I said we went out. We went out of the League Cup first round, in the second round. But in the second round, we went out the League Cup before even the big teams got in, and we went out to Brighton in the first attempt in the FA Cup. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's a true stat. 100%, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a true stat. But ST, we got to take this one. It's done. We're back in the Champions League. We move and hopefully we can bring in. We're gonna need 4 or 5 players in this window to try and make some drastic improvements, because
splash the cash, buying the 4 or 5 players, and that's going to take it to the title.
It will take us to. We're trying to stay in the top 4. That's what
we're winning the league.
There you go.
I'm kidding. Sorry, I don't believe
saying what TJ has been hinting the whole time.
Nah, not
they
even.
Are back.
No, but at least he's putting his chest on the board. Listen, Arsenal are winning the league and the double, and you're not saying anything. You're lying.
I'm confident we're gonna win. That's me saying it.
Win what?
Okay.
The 2 cups we're in, Champions League and the Premier League.
Okay, he said it here. Okay, he said it.
Well, there you go. Listen, like this guy going around the houses and going on like he's Keir Starmer, bro. Like you just wouldn't answer the question.
From early, I said I'm confident that we can win. I know we're underdogs, confident. If you beat
Fair.
West Ham, I said one hand firmly on.
Well, that's not really confident then, is it? You should be saying if you beat West Ham, you won the league.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah,
Mm.
I think it's the game. I think it's the game tomorrow. It's the
Yeah,
game
this guy is a
tomorrow.
true politician. Sense
It's
it.
the
I like
game
it. I
tomorrow
like
to win.
Oh,
But
shit.
then after that, it's then Burnley's the game to win to seal the deal.
This guy,
That
honestly.
that Burnley will be the final nail in the coffin.
Anyway, moving on, moving on. Before we move on, just want to say congratulations not only to to Crystal Palace for getting to the Conference League final, Aston Villa as well getting to the Europa League final, beating Nottingham Forest 4-0. So that is
I
three
got a
English
question.
teams.
Sorry,
Glasner, remember he was linked with the United job.
No,
This
I don't want
guy
him. I don't want him.
has
no,
got
No,
a FA
no,
Cup final. He's now in
no.
the
Uh,
he's in the Conference
no.
League.
he's too
He
toxic.
showed improvement
He's too
Look,
toxic.
as a manager.
I respect, which is why the truth wants him at Arsenal. But what's it name? I respect Glasner what he's done. The achievement. I mean, and if they can go on to win the Conference League, who are they playing? Rayo Vallecano.
Real Vallecano, they'll beat them.
They should beat them. And listen for the Crystal Palace fans, shout out man like in the group chat. It'll be amazing. FA Cup final win, first trophy in their history.
Community
Then
Shield, yeah.
beat City in the charity shield. I know it's not something to go on about, but for a team like that, it's a positive. And then go and win the Conference League, and then get into the Europa League, which where they should have been in the first place. If it wasn't for them criminals, Nottingham Forest, who should have never been in that. That should have been Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa, not Nottingham Forest. You have to show massive respect to Glasner, and he deserves a job, just not at Man United. We don't know.
He,
Nah, I'm all right.
not in
The
his
links
football,
were
and
there,
he's
but
too toxic.
then he had a bit of a shaky mid period with Palace, and that kind of
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
because he's
made the
toxic.
links go away.
yeah.
He
But
was, he
nah,
was crossing everybody.
I respect him, man, and what he's done, what he's achieved at Palace is great, and he deserves all the plaudits that he's going to get.
Mm.
But yeah, not at United. But yeah, congratulations to them. Congratulations. That's what was I saying? That will be three English teams in Europe. So Arsenal in the Champions League final, Villa versus Freiburg in the Europa League final, and Palace versus Rayo Vallecano in the Conference League. There could be something unprecedented where England will have the Champions League, the Europa League, and
On the
the
conference.
Conference
So-called
League.
poor league of this
That-
season. That
Yeah, that everyone's going against. And look, I always say this: the Premier League
It's the
is
hardest.
the hardest league in the world, bar none. It's not the most technical. I know
No.
you think it's the most entertaining. I think the Bundesliga is the most entertaining league. I think the Spanish league is the most technical league, but the Premier League is the most competitive, and it's not even a conversation. Best is down to what you like, but most competitive, Premier League. I think Bundesliga is most entertaining, but that's because they all play high line.
Yeah.
It's just end to end, and then but Spanish league is the most technical. So it just depends on what.
And Serie A is the most tactical, which has always been like that.
Do you know what? It's not as much as it used to be. Trust me. Like when obviously I watch a lot of Serie A, but it's not like it was before. Trust me. It's not. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, 2 out of 3 of those English teams win. I'm not going to say who, but
Yeah.
hopefully 2 out of 3,
I'm
and the other
saying
one,
who?
and I hope the other one loses.
Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, we pray you win. As for
Nah, we
Arsenal,
don't want Aston Villa to win because of that criminal lineup that they put out against Spurs. Yeah,
no. I
that
forgive them. I forgive them.
now looks like it's kept Spurs in the league. I am so vexed.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
No, yeah, they took the
crazy.
piss for that.
I hear people talking about, do Arsenal really want to beat West Ham because
Nah,
it will keep Spurs up.
do you know what? Like Emery
That's
Emery will have to answer for his crimes for that because he's literally just
criminal.
relegated West Ham. He's relegated West Ham, and he's gonna pay for that.
Honestly,
Honestly,
they should file a lawsuit, but that was criminal.
nah,
Dude,
that was absolutely
he's cost
ridiculous.
us.
See,
He's cost us a generational crash out from
It,
expressions,
it's
man.
cost us a generational moment watching Spurs have to pimp out their stadium every weekend to pay the bills. Like
Oh, it's ridiculous, man. So
literally,
vexed.
but just on that. From now, what are we saying? I personally think the relegation battle is done. I
Yeah,
think
West Ham are going down.
that
West Ham are
West Ham
going
are
down.
going down
Yeah,
after that now.
And
after that,
Chelsea
Yeah.
will
criminal.
and Tottenham will beat Chelsea. This is the jokes thing. Tottenham will win or get something from Chelsea. I'll be honest.
The thing is
I don't know. I don't
now.
know.
The thing is now. Had Aston Villa done what they were supposed to do, and then that would have put pressure on this weekend. Obviously, Spurs game against Leeds,
They've
right?
got no pressure.
If there was an opportunity to relegate them second to last game, penultimate game of the season, it doesn't matter what form Chelsea are in, they would have made sure they won that game just to relegate Spurs. Now Spurs have got the momentum. I see them beating Leeds now.
Yeah, so do I.
And yeah, Emre's got blood on his hands, man. He's got blood on his hands, honestly. And I feel sorry for West Ham, but again, they put themselves in this. This isn't a one-off. West Ham are always battling
Always there
relegation,
with good players as
so
well.
with good players as well. So listen, raid incoming for the likes of Jared Bowen and
Somerville and all of
and
that.
Somerville and Fernandez and
Matthias and then,
Juve and all them man there.
Yeah.
Like definitely, bro.
Can I
But
quickly make another point as well about we said about all the English teams in the cup finals this season? People are saying if Arsenal win this season, it's because we've got a poor league. How bad Arsenal are, and it just reflects on the rest of the league. But now look how many English teams we've got in the finals. How many English teams have we had in the
this
semis?
is it. So
if we've got the best teams in Europe, how are we going to be the worst ever champions in history?
I think that doesn't
Make
come
it make
from
sense.
that doesn't come from the competition. It comes from the football that you're playing, and I think obviously, think it's like a lot of the pundits have
But it
alluded
would have been
to.
winning. It would have been winning football though.
It is winning football. I'm not going to dispute that, and obviously we've seen Mourinho do that and win this way. What I will say, and it was one of the biggest problems, is that you're going to have a team. You're going to have Arsenal win the league, and in that team of the season, you're not going to have one attacking player in it. And I think that's where the difference is.
There'll
Is
be an
that
attacking player.
you're not going to have an attacking player in that team of the season.
Rice played 8 most of the
Yeah,
season.
but he's not an attacking player.
Rice is going to
Easily.
be in the midfield. I'm talking about the front three. You're not going to have a front three player. I can't remember the last time that's happened where a team's won the league and they're not going to have a front three player in the team of the season.
Agreed.
Who? That's another conversation. But
So the front three
none
in the team.
none of the strikers have like
So the front
pull-up
three,
trees.
Haaland will be in the front three.
Haaland, who else?
I would say Semenyo will be on one side of that front three, and then on the other side, I'm just trying to go through it in my head.
It's Semenyo's not a lock. Shirky's not a lock. Shirky, that's only kind
It will
of
probably
like
be
the
Igor
last
Thiago.
few games.
It will most likely
and
be
Igor
Thiago.
Thiago, I don't know how they're going to shoehorn him in, to be honest, because you
He
can't put
makes
him.
more sense than Semenyo and then Shirky. Igor Thiago.
Yeah, but then you're not playing a front three anymore. You're then
Then
playing
you're
a
not
front
playing
two.
front three now. No, but even Thiago, half his goals are penalties.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to think. There's someone in here. So there is a possibility that the front three could be Semenyo because of the amount of goals he scored, Haaland and Krupi from Bournemouth. There's an argument that could be the front three. There's a huge argument that could be the front three. And then in the midfield, you have a midfield of Declan Rice, Bruno Fernandes, and the other person is, I just thought of them. Oh my days. Who is the other midfielder? I was having this debate and I can't remember off the top of my head who the other midfielder is.
No one in the top three, whilst you are thinking of that, is a for lock for the starting places. There's no striker apart from Haaland. Even him, it's only because he's Haaland.
Haaland is going to be the centre forward.
Because he's Haaland and because
he's the top goal scorer in the league.
Yeah, but he's been terrible.
I'm saying compared to his standards, as he just said,
but the thing is, he's been terrible in the league. He's still the top scorer, so that means the rest of the league is shit. Then,
yeah, that's where it goes. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The strikers, none of the strikers are a lot.
But no, but you're missing the point. The fact of the matter is that he's got 25 goals in the league.
Yeah.
That's no meat. Like 25 goals in the league.
He's a lock. Yeah, no, he's a lock for those reasons. I
Yeah.
agree. But I'm just saying, if compared to his standards,
Yeah, obviously,
he's
but
not had the best
that's because his standards are so far
because they're
ahead of
so high.
anyone
Yeah.
else. But him scoring 25 goals in the Premier League is still winning golden boots.
Yeah.
Obviously
At
not
the
in a lot of the
moment, he's only
seasons.
3 goals ahead of Igor
Igor
Thiago. So
Thiago,
if
who
Thiago
deserves
gets,
who does deserve to be in it. I don't dispute that. It's just a
so
case of you
imagine
have
he gets top goal scorer. Are you
yeah.
saying does that automatically knock Haaland out of
Would
that
you would you
locked
not men-
position?
you not mention
So it
Bruno?
depends on if you're going for a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
he mentioned Bruno.
Okay,
if
cool.
Igor Thiago knocks Haaland off and we're going one centre forward, and Igor Thiago gets in because of
Yeah,
who he's playing for.
I agree.
This is a Brentford side that people were tipping for relegation, and this guy's
No, I
going
Yeah,
hear
to
that.
score
No,
20
I hear
plus
that.
goals. So if he knocks Haaland out of the top goal scorer, then yes, he deserves to be in there 100%.
Then you're going 4-4-2 then, but then that's it's a tough one. I think you should tell you this could be a whole body because
Oh, yeah, no,
Anton Semenyo he's got one more goal than Victor Gyökeres. He's on 15, and Gyökeres is on 14.
yeah, but I'm not putting three centre forwards. That doesn't make any sense.
It's got his team of the season. You can shoehorn players into
Nah,
you'll
because
see
even if you
players
do,
that
you can't have a front. You can't have a front three of Gyökeres, Igor Thiago, and Haaland. Like it's just never going to happen. But either way, I digress. No Arsenal attacking player is getting in this team of the
mhm.
season.
but you
Not
can argue
one.
Danny Welbeck if you're gonna go off like sentiment.
Welbeck's had a good season, but he's not getting in there. Welbeck's had a good season, but he's not getting in there. As I said, you could have a situation where you have Haaland, Semenyo, and Krupi as your front three with Bruno,
Koopy ain't
Declan
getting in,
Rice.
man.
Hmm?
Koopy ain't getting in.
Bruv, what is it? He scored 13 goals as a teenager in his first season for Bournemouth. Who could
Overall,
potentially, if Aston Villa win the Europa League and Bournemouth finish sixth, who could get Bournemouth Champions League football? Of course, he's getting in there
I don't think he will. I don't think he will.
because he's definitely. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just trying to think. He's definitely winning Young Player of the Season.
Yeah, he's got down, but he doesn't even start most of the games. If Evan Nielsen is fit, he's starting.
No. He's been playing with Evan Nielsen now. He's been playing with Evan Nielsen now. But yeah, in the beginning of
But
the
it's his
season, he
team
wasn't.
of the season. Team of the season.
Yeah, and again, all right. Anyway, irregardless, you're not getting a front three attacking player from Arsenal in the front three, and that's the whole
Uh,
point of what everybody is
Yup, he's
saying
getting in, man. He's
about.
getting.
No,
I'm
he's not.
saying it.
He's not.
Arsenal
He is
win the Premier
not.
League.
He's
Gyökeres is.
not. He's not.
If Arsenal win the Premier League, Gyökeres is
He's
going to be
not
in.
going to be in there. He's not
Timestamp
going to be in
this.
there. We can timestamp it. We can take a picture. Everything. He will not be in the team of the
Wait, let
season.
me pause for the picture.
This guy's a donut. He's not getting in there, bro. But listen, quickly before we go, um,
Man United are back.
big game of the weekend: Liverpool versus Chelsea. Obviously, Liverpool coming off the loss to us. Chelsea,
They're on a losing streak.
Chelsea
Chelsea.
are
You
dead.
know what? Yeah, you know what?
You're happy. That no,
You
you
know
know
what?
that's the
Yeah,
biggest this is the biggest celebration.
you know what? Yeah, listen, watching.
Hey, that's the biggest celebration. Chelsea are on a downward spiral. They are
No,
so bad.
Chelsea, yeah, bruv, they've lost 6 in a row in the league. Even though it was a banger from João Pedro, the goal that he scored against Nottingham Forest, that was the first goal they scored in 5 games. They were almost going to set a record of going 6 games losing and not scoring a goal. João Pedro had to go and ruin it, as good as the goal was. They're currently ninth. They are 10 points off of Aston Villa in fifth right now with 3 games. There's only 3 games left, so they can't make Champions League. I just
No,
realised that doing a maths
yeah,
in my head.
yeah,
So they say
yeah.
so they now cut. Well, obviously, hold on, time out. Well, technically, if Aston, as I said, if Aston Villa were to win the Europa League, if they get in sixth place, they could make it. And I think what's the gap between them and Bournemouth? I think it is 4 points between them and Bournemouth. So there is a possibility
No,
they
it's
could
more than
finish it.
that. It's more than that. It's 6 points.
Is it 6 points?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm looking at the
Let me
table
have a
now.
look.
Liverpool
Oh,
and Villa are tied on 58,
yeah.
and Bournemouth are on 52.
And Chelsea are on 48, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 4 points.
There's 4 points, yeah.
Yeah,
Between who? Sorry,
between
did I
Chelsea and
misheard?
So
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah,
Oh, sorry, I misheard. I thought you were talking
that's all
about
right.
Now they're 10 points off of Villa and Liverpool. They're 10 points off Villa and
yeah.
Liverpool.
Sorry, I misheard. I thought you said Bournemouth were 10 points. That's why I was
Oh
like,
no
that doesn't
no
make
no no no
sense.
no no no
Yeah,
no
sorry.
no. So yeah, so there's still a possibility that they could make sixth place. But listen, like obviously I want them in Europe. I want them in the Conference League in it. So like the other teams need to mess up. Because what I don't want is Chelsea having no European football and then being able to basically do what we did. So we need them in the Conference League. We need them going on these boats and ships to get to their destinations, playing in farmland and
Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan.
and war torn countries. We need all of that.
Thursday, Sunday
We
football.
need them playing on gravel. We need them playing on gravel, trying to duck and dive as they try and get to their destination. We need that train going through as the game is going going on. We
That
need that.
stadium.
We need that for them. But like it's crazy because obviously which we will preview next week, they've got an FA Cup final to look forward to, which is mad because if they win that, then they get Europa League. So Man City need to make sure they do that job. So, but they've actually got a very good record against Liverpool. I think they've won. I think if I remember correctly, I think Chelsea have won. I think the last 10 games, Chelsea have won three, drawn five, and lost two. But Chelsea have won the last two games against Liverpool, albeit both of those were at Stamford Bridge. Um, what are we saying for this game? It's the big game of the weekend. Both teams are well. Chelsea's form is worse than Liverpool's. Liverpool were on a three-game win streak before they lost to us, beating Fulham, Everton, and Palace. Yeah, I think before they lost to us. Um, but what were we saying predictions for this game? Okay,
Mhm.
I say Liverpool win. Um, I don't know who's home and who's away. I think Liverpool are home, aren't they?
Liverpool. It's at
Liverpool,
Anfield. It's at Anfield.
Yeah,
Liverpool.
yeah. Liverpool win for me. I think.
Even though
I think.
no Isak, no Ekatike, no Salah, no Bradley, Allison may or may not be ready. But then again, Chelsea ain't got no wingers. All their wingers are injured.
Yeah. No, I see. Liverpool having enough. I think the home field advantage will see him over the line. And I think they know that if they win this, that's basically their Champions League place.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I don't think Liverpool and just the form Chelsea are going into the game with. Yeah, that coupled with what I've just said, I got Liverpool winning maybe 2-0, I think.
Fair, fair. ST.
I was gonna say 2-0.
You could say the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you can say the same.
2-0. I think that's exactly how I feel. I just feel like Liverpool just have more. And even though we were again against Man United, we were playing well. Liverpool still showed that they had a little bit, and I think that they have enough to get into the Champions League. Chelsea are just in such bad form right now. Like I don't know where they're gonna get the next win, and I think that Liverpool win 2-0.
I think Liverpool will win 2-1.
First,
I think it's going to be a tight game just because of all the injuries that Liverpool had. I'm just struggling to see where the goals are going to come from. But even still, I think João Pedro will cause them problems and get a goal. But I think Liverpool will somehow find a way to win it. But I'm hoping for a draw personally. Liverpool drop points, Chelsea drop points. And obviously, it makes it better for us because we got a difficult game against away at Sunderland. So yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that one. That's for sure.
You're gonna
Because
be in party mode, man. You're gonna be celebrating Champions League qualification.
no,
Like you're
Champions League
back.
qualification, but
nah,
we want to finish third. We want to finish third, and I think the goal difference with Liverpool is only like 3 goals, so there's still work to be done to finish third, even though it is 6 points. But yeah, we want to finish third. But this is a good Sunderland side. Luckily, Ballard should be banned, which is a positive for us. But it's still going to be difficult for us to go to Sunderland and win. But listen, people, we're gonna wrap it up there. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about Arsenal. Are
We're not.
you?
Oh yeah, sorry. Before you go, are we not going to touch on the two remaining beef? Yeah.
We haven't got time, bruv, because KA decided to interrupt every 5 minutes, bruv, drawing us off tangent.
I was silent for you lot's Man United love boat scene.
Bruv, what do
Yeah,
you mean love
where you're
boat
there to
scene?
your Braveheart rally about we're back, mate,
You did most of the talking for saying that we were back.
mate.
We left you to it, bro. We let you. Man said
United are back.
Major League Skelly. That is
You're
crazy.
criminal, bruv. That is criminal, bruv.
Clutch, the Kobe G,
But he is
Major League
major league,
Skelly.
but he's right though, Major League Skelly, because yeah, Major League Soccer is actually it's Miles Lewis Skelly's level. It's
Nah,
definitely his level,
not
bro.
not that kind of comparison or analogy there, man.
But yes, people, let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about Arsenal. Are you with Mr. KA? Is it going to be the double Premier League done after West Ham? Formations and combinations before the Champions League final,
Vamos.
to which he said that they are going to destroy PSG and win the Champions League for the first time in their history and
3-0.
shut everyone's mouth about never winning in Europe. Let us know what you think about PSG and how they've gotten through in the Champions League. Do you have them as favourites? What are you expecting from them? Can they repeat? What would this mean for Luis Enrique? Let us know what you think about United qualifying for Champions League football for the first time, I think, in 3 seasons. Let us know what you think about the relegation battle. Are West Ham done? Is that it? Has Emre got blood on his hands for what he has done and allowed Spurs to get some points on the board and build some momentum? Let us know what you think about the big game of the weekend, Liverpool versus Chelsea. Who you got? Is it Liverpool? Is it Chelsea? Do you agree with the three of us? Will it be a Liverpool win? Can Chelsea pull something out of the bag? And let us know what you think about the 3 English teams in the 3 European finals: Arsenal, PSG, Aston Villa, Freiburg, Palace, Rayo Vallecano. Can the English teams win each European trophy and assert the dominance on European football? We want to hear from you. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, as I say all the time. Share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. I want to say thank you very much to my guys, ST and Mr. KA, as usual. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
I appreciate you.
People coming up, ST and I, and hopefully two will be back. Apologies for no boxing review and preview, but we're definitely going to be doing a review next week for the Wardley and Dubois fight. Obviously, touching on Inoue and Benavidez, and obviously Usyk will be fighting, so we'll be doing that as well. And two will probably want to throw in the UFC, some of the UFC card in that as well. So boxing/fight talk will be back. Obviously, we'll be back with Footy Chat with Mr. KA, and we'll also be looking to bring it back. Mr. K wanted to bring it back, but unfortunately, couldn't do it. Might be after the second round. If it's not after the second round, it will definitely be before the NBA finals. NBA talk will come back. But listen, people.
Yeah, we have. Before we do that, we have what's it called? LeBron James crashing out, bro. I love it. Yeah, he's a mess. He's a mess. But anyway, let me stop.
Nah. Listen, I haven't been as critical as some of the others in the group about OKC, but watching what I watched last night, yeah, I can't lie to you, bruv. Like that, and the thing that pissed me off, and I'm still
Bro,
not going.
Lakers got to the
I'm
free
still
throw
not
line
going
just
in.
as
I'm
much as
still not going in as
OKC
hard
did.
as the truth on Cooking with Rash on OKC, because I don't think it's all on OKC. I don't think it's all on SGA. But some of the shit that I seen, these refs are taking the piss. And I'm just like, yeah, and it only seems to be going for OKC, which is why I think they get all the heat for it, because they're trying to do this, whatever it is they're trying to do. But I'm still not going to go against SGA. He's still the best player in the league. OKC are the best team in the league. There's no disputing that. It just doesn't need the referees to be so blatantly biased. And I'm not even talking about just our series, even the series 4 against who is it? You just sweep 4-0 in the first round? Okay. You just sweep in the first round 4-0?
Suns,
Well,
TJ Suns.
yeah, the Trailblazers, isn't it? Oh no, you was you
It was
Suns.
Suns.
You was
Must be
Suns.
Ben.
Yeah, Devin Booker and them man. But anyway, we're not gonna get into that now.
Rivers crying, TJ crying, the truth crying. OKC in 5, baby.
The,
Who
hold
cares,
on, hold
man?
on,
Get
wait.
on the court.
Austin Rivers versus Draymond. Have you even seen that?
No, I haven't. I've seen it, but I haven't proper like watched it. I've seen it, but was he getting onto him for him complaining to the ref?
Nah, Austin Rivers. Like, I think Austin Rivers was doing a podcast, and basically he was talking about Draymond, but basically saying Draymond was lucky to get drafted to Golden State. And then like Draymond just went off on Austin Rivers, cussing him, and Rivers clapped back and whatnot. And it's just all about. But I was like, Rivers is right though. If Draymond didn't land in Golden State with the greatest shooter of
Yeah,
all time
he's
and
such a
one of the
mediocre
top 5
player.
shooter of all time, and don't forget Iguodala was there as well, and he did that defensive job on LeBron. And then you went and acquired KD.
KD,
Draymond wouldn't have 5 rings.
no.
He wouldn't have
He
5
was a
rings.
decent player, but
Yeah.
there's so many decent players in the league that it's just the unfortunate circumstance that they never got to a final, let alone win a ring. Yeah, so he landed himself in. No, I hear what Rivers is saying, man.
But yeah, people, anyway, that
That's
NBA talks for another
what I'm
time.
saying.
That NBA talks for another
That's
time.
why I cut myself off. I'm like, yeah, I just cut it to, yeah, I hear Rivers.
But listen, people, stay safe out there, be safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.